Geico presents sharing versus oversharing. Earlier this week, Claire Tippins shared a princess nickname generator, 3 pictures of her dog wearing a tutu, and 2 online quizzes, including, what candy is your dream castle made of? Claire, your sharing has tipped the sugar scale and turned into oversharing. But have no fear, princess. Geico has something worth sharing with your internet kingdom, like how you could save hundreds on your car insurance just by visiting geico.com. No magic wand required. Geico, 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Welcome to the CHADMAN and RANDY show. Hey, thanks guys for all the feedback we got on that last episode. We really appreciate it. It was, it wasn't really a jab at anybody in particular. Well, yeah, it was. It was. Who am I fucking kidding? Who it was? It was total fucking jab at people. But this podcast has some style biters, man. People trying to copy our stuff, and it's somewhat annoying, a little bit irritating. But hey, it is what it is, man. I guess if you're an artist of any kind, and whether it's music or painting or fucking fashion, whatever you're into, whatever your art form is, in our case it's podcast, people are going to try and drop your style, man. It's just kind of something that's going to happen, I guess, man. There's no way around it. If you've been a fan of the show and you've been listening to us, you know we've been involved with a couple bands lately. Yeah, most recently, Bakersfield Rocks the Fox. There was 5 bands we worked with. Really just 4, because Edema was never really involved at all at anything. Them guys never even came on the show. We offered them how many times to come on? They never even fucking responded. So, anyways, the 4 bands we worked with, I guess if you really want to boil it down, it was really just 3. You want to get technical with shit. But anyways, we worked with a couple bands, and there were some good guys. And one of them we have in the studio right now. We have Ill Tiempo. We got Dean and Scott from Ill Tiempo. Lead singer's on his way, right? Doing
Supposed to be.
That's actually his nickname.
What's that?
On my way.
On my way?
Yeah.
Be there in a minute.
Yeah, it's all good. So, and anyways, when he gets here, we'll let him in. But thanks for coming on, guys. We really appreciate it, man. You guys are some cool dudes, man. It's nice working with you guys. So, Ill Tiempo, man. You guys just coming off a show last night in Kingsford. That was at the what was the name of that place?
Bullfrogs Bar and Grill. They're just right outside of Kingsburg. There, it's a campground. It's pretty cool though.
You guys been playing for about a year together, right? A little over a year and a half.
Yeah, around that. We're getting close to 2 years on. But as far as playing live, yeah, we've been about a year, a little over a year playing live, and I said a lot of us. We've been, we hit town solid. We hit Bakersfield solid up until the end of the year, and even this year we've been hitting it solid. But we've been trying to expand more, get out of
you guys played Kingsford, the Pomona show. Did you guys just do that, or is that coming up soon?
We did one Pomona show, and then we did a Corona show, and then we're going back the 13th to Pomona for Battle of the Bands for the Warped Tour.
Right. Okay.
Nice.
Yeah. I know the guy. Okay, the guy.
Yeah.
Nathan Young.
Yeah.
Nathan Young. He hit me up. He knows my cousin, and he also knows a few of the other bands we talked to. So he hit me up, and he wants us to go down there and do like an interview or some kind of podcast or something down there.
Oh, right on.
The logistics is a little tough, but yeah, we'd like to do that. So that's a good guy. So awesome on that.
Yeah, it was a good turnout. That was Thursday night. It was rough on me, but I had to go back to work the next day. But
yeah,
it's still fun. You still got to do it though. You got to get out there.
Well, it's that grinding, man. It's
yeah.
Randy does it a lot, man. He comes in here, records, goes to work, comes back. We'll mess with the audio.
Stays up playing PlayStation too fucking late and hungover.
But it's that dedication, man. That's good shit. So you guys, this Friday, we'll talk more about it towards the end of the show too. This Friday at B Riders, which is our spot. We do a lot of stuff out of there.
Yeah.
You guys are playing there for the first time with Metalachi.
Yes.
And that's also going to be your album release party, right?
Yeah.
Well, for you guys, it'll be like your album release party, and then it's just you guys and Metalachi.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's kind of like a finally deal because we finally get to play at B Riders and we finally get to release our album. We've just been waiting on that for a while. So.
Nice, man. So let me ask you this, dude. Describe your style to me for a little bit, because a lot of people, when they hear you guys, when they meet you guys, they meet you two, and then they meet the 2 lead singers, and it's like, okay, well, what do you guys, like, what's your sound? Like, so describe that to me a little bit.
Well, that's understandable because we even know that our styles are completely diverse. So, but we like to explain our genre as bandito music, which is rock, reggae, hip-hop, punk rock with a splash of tapatio, just because we put that Spanish vibe on it, but we call it bandito music instead of going all through the genres. And we don't like to do a reference. People like to say, well, who do you guys sound like? We don't really like to refer to ourselves as like, well, we sound like Sublime or anything like that. We just do have our own styles. Everybody is completely different, but I think that once we get together and start playing, it really just comes together and it works out for us.
One thing I noticed that you guys all kind of are a little different in your own way. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I get that a lot with people see us at shows, beforehand. There's a big bearded fucker walking across, and then they see Mike and Danny, and then you got Terry and Scott. It's like, what the hell are these guys gonna do? We start putting our stuff on stage, and they're like, what kind of shit's gonna happen here?
Fuck, a race riot's about to
yeah,
break
exactly.
out.
And all of a sudden, we start throwing it down, and they're like, oh, well, shit, that was unexpected. Like last night, we got that kind of response too. Was a couple guys came out and was telling us, they really dug it, and the same thing. We seen you guys come in with your gear and then setting it up. We're like, what the hell's these guys going to be doing?
And that's cool. I mean, that was my first reaction when I met you guys. I thought Ill Tiempo was more of a Spanish, like all Spanish, kind of a Mento Buru, which is a local kind of Mexican band here, and it wasn't. You guys actually have a cool vibe, and it kind of meshes well together. You guys do a really good job on stage. You have a good stage presence.
Get Danny and Mike up front, and Scotty and Terry. That's what that's one thing we want to do is not just so many bands get up there. They do their thing. And a lot of them don't want to move. They just, you try to get the crowd. It's hard for a Bakersfield crowd. Then some crowds get into it. The more you move on stage, the more the crowd gets into it.
They even get me moving sometimes. Just sit. I gotta try to take time to sit and just watch them for a minute because I really feed off their energy too. So
yeah, it's cool when you have anybody in a band that has good energy, man. A lot of these bands that I've seen, one just played at the Viper Room right ahead of King's Carnage, and they were just standing there. It's like they sounded heavy, but then you see their stage presence, they're just standing there, and the lead singer's just kind of like not doing anything. And so it's cool to be in a band where there's actual energy, whether it's your guitar player, your drummer, your lead singers, whatever.
Well, I mean, the poster boy for that, and I don't know if you guys have ever seen it, if you've ever seen any video of George Strait in a concert. That son of a bitch basically rolls out a bar stool and sits his ass down for 2 hours, and strums a guitar, and it's time to go home, kids.
Yeah.
Then you get someone versus like Garth Brooks, and that guy's running around the stage back and forth all night.
Yeah, Garth, he got a lot of shit from that, though, actually, at the beginning, because there was a lot of country people that thought he was too rock, but, Garth Brooks was a huge Kiss fan, and that's where he took a lot of his stage presence from. Yeah,
and you see it with like Metallica. Lars obviously has the most energy in that band. So as a drummer, Dean, what are some of your influences for drummer?
A little bit of Lars. There's the drummer from Godsmack, Shannon Larkin. If you get a chance, watch that dude right there. That dude's going. He's awesome.
A lot of energy. Tommy Lee's another one. Tommy Lee's another one.
Mushroomhead's drummer, not very well known, but still, he's good. Same way, a lot of energy.
Yeah, I think it's cool seeing a drummer out there with energy and shit out there killing. That's good stuff.
It's easy to sit behind there and just do what you got to do to make it through, but even myself, I'm trying to do little things here and there.
Yeah.
I may not get noticed, I may then, but still, I'm having fun back there.
No, yeah, plus you got the best view in the house, I think, as a drummer. I just want to think about, we want him to play drums because not only does he got the best view of the show, but it's like, you kind of you're in a position where you're setting the beat the whole time and stuff, so. Yeah, right on, man. Yeah. So
he's in control.
Bakersfield rocks the Fox, man, and you guys had a good response.
Yeah, it was awesome just to be able to get on that stage, and really, I think Bakersfield rocks the Fox. We really did bring the best of Bakersfield on that stage, and I think everybody had a real good performance. It went really well. The sound was great. Our stage crew was spot on. Everybody we put together it went really well.
That'd be cool if you guys get that Warped Tour gig.
Yeah.
Where is it this year?
I don't know exactly. We're still trying to learn all the details on it. It's like just a couple. I think what this one is, you get like a couple dates. You don't get like the whole thing. I think you get like a couple days when they're close or something like that.
Right.
They give you a spot on stage to let you.
Because there's fucking 60 bands that go and play that.
Yeah.
I've never been to one. The punk scene, that's pretty much what it is, right? It's like maybe. Whereas Knotfest is all strictly metal. Warped Tour, they get a different variety of bands.
Isn't that still they're still X Games heavy or not anymore? Because they used to do a lot of skateboarding. And
right.
I think so. Like I said, I even haven't paid really much attention to it anymore because after so long, it was kind of like I said, it wasn't the. It was a cool tour.
Yeah.
It had some cool bands, here and there. But like I said, a lot of it went to it was it was a good starting point for a lot of bands.
I was
Yeah,
gonna
it's like
go.
Lollapalooza too, like where it got big, and then like now it's just like one show in Chicago every year now.
I hope you guys get it, man, because it seems like this year in particular, that guy Nathan Young's putting a lot of work into getting quality bands going. Because I don't know if they do it every year as far as what they're doing right now, as far as the battle for Warped Tour, but all I see when I scroll through some of these pages is like, Warped Tour battle.
Yeah.
And these bands out there are hungry and they want it. And so, what's, I guess, unique about, I think, this year is that there's a lot of different bands trying to get those spots. So I may say fuck it and go just to catch you guys and whoever else makes it,
Yeah, we'd like to see that. I know they're going to do like 3 rounds of bands, trying out and going through the whole thing. And so, we're going on the 13th, give it our best shot. And
Yeah.
Yeah, it's an industry. It's tough, there's so many bands out there, and there's a lot of good music.
Yeah,
And,
yeah, that's what I'm beginning. Because we're not musicians, but we interview a lot of bands and we meet a lot of bands, and it's. I wouldn't want to be in that position. Seems like it's harder, the hell of a lot harder than what we do, obviously. But
Well, in the state of the music industry, you hear rock is dead, and I think it's almost. It's not on a local level. It seems like it is, like mainstream wise. I think it's also part of like. That we're people buying into what the media is telling them and believing that rock is dead.
Yeah.
Well, it's changed a lot. I mean, you listen to like Crab Radio now, and it's.
I don't even know what that fucking station
Right,
is. My
right.
daughter has that shit on, and I'm like, what is this shit?
Is this even Crab Radio? But I mean, not to talk bad about the radio station, but it's just saying that the music has changed. Even country has like a pop influence now, and that's what kids like. That's
Yeah.
what that's what.
I gotta admit, I'm not bashing radio at all, dude. I respect. We have, like I said, we have a mutual friend, Jazz McKay,
Yeah.
who is a radio icon locally, and just in general, he's done a lot in radio. Randy and I are big friends of him. I have to say, though, recently at Rocks the Fox, and I'll be as professional as I can, not name any names, but there was a local radio station that showed up.
Yeah.
Okay, their job was to send one of their radio hosts to come and, I guess, host the event, do the intro, and number one, we didn't hear from him until 20 minutes before. He was like, right on time when he should have been there in the morning, I think, and maybe asked some questions. And he didn't know anything about any of the bands. He was trying to push this shit together like with 5 minutes to go before we went live, and it just
They'd already keyed us to go do it. We were going to do it. Like, all right, you guys are doing it, so we're like, all right, cool. We didn't want to do it at first, like, oh, fuck. But then we're like, all right, we'll do it. And then he showed up, and it was like 2 minutes before. Walking in like he's fucking Howard Stern and shit.
Yeah, he walked in like he was like, he walked in with his radio T-shirt on like he was like some fucking celebrity, like roll out the red carpet for this guy. And it was frustrating because he didn't know anything about you guys. He didn't know anything about Kings of Carnage. He might have known some stuff about Aviators because they do stuff with his sister station.
Yeah.
But it just kind of like sealed it for me that radio, as far as music, because if you go listen to them, they're still playing shit from fucking 20 years ago.
Yeah.
I
prefer them to.
Even some of, like I said, newer crap that they put out.
Like the music?
Yeah.
Because some of the stuff that's coming out is like, you call this music?
Well, I haven't figured out, and I yell at my daughter all the time about it when she's got these radio stations on, that every goddamn band, it seems like, has been influenced by Mumford & Sons. Yeah. And it all sounds like we're some fucking Irish folk rock, we're going to go storm a castle fucking music. And that's all I yell all the time. Let's go storm a castle while we're in the car until she turns it.
With the fucking kilt and bare feet.
Yeah. It's fucking terrible.
It's stupid, though. And I always thought local radio was supposed to promote local bands.
Yeah.
The biggest example of all is K-Rock out of L.A., all right, KROQ. They would play local bands, and they still do.
Yeah.
Just to kind of push them out and whatnot. When I talked to this particular radio host, and I asked him, hey, can you promote some of these bands and give them some playtime? He's like, well, I got to run it. We got corporate issues and yada, yada, yada. It's like, okay, so no. Your answer is fucking no, dude.
No, it's all formatted.
So really, what are you doing? Like, everything's already formatted. You just go on there for 3 times during an hour and say some shit. I don't know. My local radio. There is a local radio station in town. I guess it's locally ran. It's called Savage Radio.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys met those guys.
Yeah.
They seem pretty cool. I know Caleb. He's another vet, the Marine dude. Good guy, but that's like a rockabilly kind of genre thing. But it's honestly like up to, I think, stuff like that, and maybe local podcasts and stuff to get local bands out. To help you guys push help push that and promote you guys, because a band, for one, bands can only do so much on their own. They got to worry about content. You know,
Trying to eat.
Well, yeah, I mean, to get support, I mean, you need that local support. And if the radio stations aren't going to give it to you, who the fuck's going to do it?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And that's the same thing. I talked to that same host after he did his starting duties, you know. And,
Yeah.
And I was like talking to him about it, and he's, and he has no clue about the music scene in Bakersfield.
No,
he had no clue, and it's just like, you guys try to bring these bands into town, and you guys don't like. Why don't you guys try to get more local bands to help play with these, help them out and play with these shows that you guys bring in?
Well, I mean, comics do it. When you have a comic, when you have like Brewer, Jim Brewer's coming Tuesday.
Yeah.
And I'm not 100% sure, but a lot of these comic shows, when they'll run a local guy out first and give him 5 minutes. I mean, for one, it's cheap. Yeah. It's they can go out there, they can get some exposure, and it's cheap for the promoter to run a local. Because if you get some of these bands out there, guys will play for next to nothing, just to go out there and run out. But that's the problem. It's the same thing that's with music. Is like you can play your music and you can run it through your program, and it shows you the perfect note to play and all this. And that's what they've done in radio, where they've got it's a printout. It's a computer printout that tells them what they're to play, what's hot, what the kids like, and that's all that's getting played. They don't have any choice in what they're playing.
This isn't a bash on him. I mean,
no, that's radio in general.
It's radio in general, because he is a great guy.
Yeah.
He's a nice guy. It was actually an honor to meet him, because I've been listening to him for my entire life living here.
Yeah.
He's a good dude, and that I just think that the radio scene in general, like Randy said, it doesn't support local music. And when you see bands like yourself and, I mean, fuck, dude, all the other bands we've talked to on this show, they get no support from local radio. And I mean, 20, 30 years ago, that was what local radio did. Yeah. Is that, okay, here's a new one from, blah, 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 check them out this weekend. Yeah. And people
That's what I was going to say. It's like there was a time they used to do that.
Yeah, and now they don't. And in Bakersfield, of all places in California, you would think, because what really Bakersfield is known for, aside from oil and agriculture, is that it's music, man. I mean, so I don't know. I would hope that they start doing it.
Well, how easy of it and cheap of a promotion would it be to have a local band night for a radio station? To get a bar, the bar, they wouldn't even have to book. They wouldn't even have to pay for the time, because they get the radio promotion on it. Get family and friends out there buying drinks, so the bar would get paid, and they could run the station over, and it'd be easy. But the fact is they're not going to do anything on air or say anything, plain and simple, because they don't. If you go off script, you're possible to get fired.
Right.
Yeah.
That's true.
Well, it's because they're all owned by iHearts and the big corporate conglomerates.
But then all they get is some, either women's organization or somebody complaining, writing to sponsors, and everybody's getting shit canned, and there's a station format flip, and before you know it, you're playing, Spanish talk radio is what happens when these stations flip most of the time.
Yeah. A lot of the times bands are just relying on, Facebook and Instagram.
But that's really good, though.
Yeah.
Social media, I think, does a lot to help bands out. I think social media, I mean, dude, I am a fucking social media whore, but it's because it helps what you're doing, whether it's podcasts or music. So whenever I see something from somebody, and I've been bad about it, but I've been trying to get better about just, sharing it, because it's just a button, dude. You click share, you don't got to write anything. It goes, and it goes, into the world of into the World Wide Web.
Yeah.
And it, somebody might see it and be like, fuck, I'm gonna check this out.
Yeah.
That's what flyers were 20 years ago. So
it's like you're still trying to flyer up downtown. Downtown still, you got people walking around flyed up, and now the city's going down and tearing stuff down. They got a crew, especially for the week, to go through and clean the poles off. Now you cannot. They're not letting any flyers stay up.
That really?
Yeah. As soon as you put them up, starting Monday, throughout the week, they're going through and cleaning it up.
You know what you do? You know what the secret is? How many bums are downtown? Right? You go, and I'm being serious.
What you do is you follow that fucking truck. And as soon as they're done scraping everybody's shit off, you got a week.
Yeah, or get the bum tube. Or what you do...
Grease one of those dudes $20 and be like, hey, man, let me heads up on the route when you guys go out and where you're going to be, and just follow that son of a bitch.
You give a bum some flyers, tell him to put them on his cart, and say, here's $10. Fucking
$10, roll him a 40 and a high five. Shit. Well, I'm gonna give him a high five with a latex glove on, but
but you do that, man, and fucking somebody told me that recently, and I was like, that's really not a bad idea. You know, there's that guy in the corner of Stockton, California. It makes you wonder. I mean, does he work for? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
the dude that
always out there dancing around.
the guy that danced with the Little Caesar stuff.
Yeah.
I'm thinking to myself, does this guy does he work for Little Caesars, or does he just do that on his own? Because that guy's actually semi-famous in Bakersfield. Everyone knows that guy. Get him to go out there and dance with some concert shit.
There you go.
I have a theory that all those dudes twirling those signs are going to be rich in about 10 years.
That's right.
And you know what? Let me tell you what's going to happen. They're going to file a class action lawsuit for exposure to the sun. And they're going to say that they're going to end up getting skin cancer, and they're going to say that due to their job, like how you can't, like smoking in bars, and when all these waitresses sued and all this shit, that all these crazy-ass dudes out there spinning signs are going to be loaded in about 10 years.
Well, damn, you know, if someone's listening right now, if you work for Woodside Homes
Hey,
or Remax,
lawyers, I want to cut it at you fuckers. If
you're one of them
running
fucking
that counter suit up.
poor fuckers out there right now twirling signs. You're listening to the CHADMAN and RANDY show. We just told you how to make $1 million. Remember us. Anyways, man, but it does suck though, man, because I could imagine what it's like being a musician, and the competition is hard enough. You know, getting in some of these venues, because I know B-Riders, man. B-Riders in itself, is that him? Is he here? Yeah, cool. She'll let him in. So, you know, B-Riders is hard to get into, because B-Riders want, the way they do things there is that they want to make sure that, you know, you've had some experience playing live. And that's fine for a venue, and I'm sure there's a lot of venues like that. You can't just walk into, like, Whiskey A Go-Go and be like, hey, can we play here in 2 months?
My mom says I'm great.
Yeah. No, so, I mean...
Our neighbors love the shit out of us.
Yeah, exactly. My landlord tells me I got to get out. No, but I get it. It's cool. It's hard. It's difficult to not be able to hang flyers. And, you know, you would think that of all places... Bakersfield again would be the place that would allow.
Well, especially
musicians.
Downtown. I mean,
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
an
I mean,
artist scene.
fuck, dude.
It's always been that way. It's you know.
Have you guys played Jerry's Pizza yet?
Yes, we've played Jerry's a couple times.
That's got to be cool, just in general, because all the bands that have gone through there.
Yeah, it's I've
That's a
been in
pretty
several
historic
bands that
place.
played there before. You know, it's Jerry's is one of those fun places to play. It's a pain in the ass going down them damn stairs. And
I'm sure loading in's great.
Yeah, that's the shit. That's the crappy part, is having to go lug your stuff up and down those stairs. So I figured all this time he'd finally put an elevator in, but still no, he hasn't.
I've never, you know, I can't believe I'm saying this, but I've never been to a show at Jerry's, not once. And
Don't go during the summer.
Oh,
Go during the winter. Summertime, it's a fucking sweat box down there.
down there in the basement.
Oh, dude, it's killer.
Ugh.
And it's hotter.
yeah.
Oh,
like
fuck
being in
that.
hell.
And everyone's all sweaty and
Oh,
fucking.
especially when you get a full crowd down there and everybody's.
Oh, I could imagine. You get
know,
one of these like skateboarder fucking thrash bands,
Yes.
and it's like,
Well, they
oh,
finally stepped up and actually put some AC units. Before it was just one swamp cooler circulating the same hot, sweaty air down there.
you know all the skateboarders that hang out there, they don't wear socks with their Vans and shit.
No.
So dude, it's just fucking horrible. I could imagine. That's
They
awful.
just need to put a sign on the door like soap doesn't burn. You know.
Oh God, man, that's horrible.
But no, we're excited to play B-Riders.
We love them.
Yeah,
I mean, B-Riders is honestly, man. I'm excited you guys are playing there.
Yeah.
Because B-Riders is one of those bars that, and you know, music spots that it's got. I mean, really, for Southwest Bakersfield, it's a spot to go
Yeah.
to.
Well, you know, it's like
In Bakersfield in general, I
You
would
got-
say,
you
my
got-
opinion.
Bakersfield's, you know, not really big, but it's big enough to where you can play B-Riders and get one set of crowd. You can play the east side and get one set of crowd. You can play downtown and get one set of, you know, travel all the way across, you know, to the east side to see you guys play. Or, you know, people don't want to come all the way across to this side to see us.
Well, that's like me. That's why I like the B-Riders. I don't like. It's close out here for me. It's better, and I think it's cooler for you guys because if somebody walks into B-Riders when you're playing, generally they're there to see you. It's not just some guy that's stumbling from bar to bar downtown. You know that they're generally there to see you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Last year they won the award for the best venue to play in Bakersfield. And being from Bakersfield, that's what's that?
They got a great stage.
Well,
They
they
have
got
an
a great
awesome
stage.
stage.
John, the dude that does the sound there, I don't know if
Yeah.
you've met him yet. You will. John does a fucking amazing job with the sound.
That's what I've said from the beginning. That the sound there is great. I mean,
B-Riders, honestly, I'm just gonna be selfish. I've been hanging out there since they were Sheer Sports right there, or in their old location, and then they became B-Riders, and then and then they moved over where they're at now. I've been going there since I was not able to drink, but I was still going there. But I've been going there a long time, and so they got
hang out and root on the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yeah, fuck that. Adrian does a great job at the way she schedules stuff, and Ryder's amazing. They got a good crew there, so I'm happy. You guys are gonna love it. I mean, everyone's been there. You know what it's like. The stage is fucking cool. What's up with this band Metalachi?
Those guys are awesome. They've been around for long. They've been around quite a while, and they play all over. It's like a 5-piece.
They're like a mariachi band.
Mariachi band. They do it in metal style. Metalachi.
Do they do like metal cover bands?
Yeah, it's all pretty much covers
of metal.
Metal. So they do Slayer. They do Ozzy. Those guys, they do all kinds of covers, and it's.
I've never heard of them until Dean mentioned them a while back, and that we actually got the opportunity to play with them. And he showed me a video, and they're playing Master Puppets with the Metalachi style, and it was like that was pretty cool to see. So
we'll be there.
Can't wait.
I was gonna go regardless next time they came to town. Is that him? Tell him to come on in.
Get the hint.
There he is.
Come on.
There's the lead. There he is.
The creeper, the crawler.
Tip, what's up, man? What's happening? Have a seat, man. You want a water?
On my way.
Oh, man. What's happening?
What's up?
They are. Good to see you.
We're getting intimate here, dude.
Yes.
So Danny's here, man. What's up, brother? Welcome to the show. It's like part of the duty, man. You got to be late, right?
It's part of the duty.
I was gonna
part
say,
of the duty.
We'd tell him to get close to the mic, but since he's a lead singer, we're not going to have to tell him.
Yeah.
Nah, I'm here. We're ready to make a concert in this room.
So what's up,
the
man?
boom, 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 and the boom, boom.
So you guys came off that show at Kingsford. You have a good time last night?
Hell yeah. She was dope, man. Wherever
shit.
we go, we just bring the party with us always, man. That's the way we roll, bandito style, you know what I mean?
That's cool.
When we roll up into the town, it's like everybody's like, what? Who are these dudes?
That's what we were just
You know what I
saying,
mean?
man. The style.
But when we go, they're like, yeah, we know who the fuck Ill Tiempo was.
That's cool, man. That's good shit. We were just talking about the B-Rider show coming up this Friday. It's Friday, right?
Yes.
Friday, yeah, with Metalachi, so that's pretty cool. Have you guys played with them before?
No.
Nope.
No.
Be our first time.
First time.
Okay,
First
so
time
this
for
is
that.
your
Yeah.
first time playing with
Yeah.
yeah.
First time at B-Riders and first time with Metalachi.
You guys got CDs and stuff you're going to be selling at the event?
Yes.
Yeah, we're going to have CDs. We're going to have
shirt.
shirts. I think we're going to have
Beer
pig races.
crazies.
And we doing the pig races that night?
How much is the CDs going to be?
$10.
$10.
All right, cool, man.
$10.
We might talk about that. We might say, you know what, it's our CD release. Maybe we'll drop it down a little bit for that purpose.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
Have a raffle.
Takes a lot to
I
put
don't know.
out.
Yes.
So you'll have a merch table set up, man?
Yeah,
That's
we'll have a
pretty
merch
cool.
table.
What are the costs to get in, man? I guess we can pull it up and look.
I think I want to say it's 15 advance, 17 at the door.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Metalachi.
Yeah, but man, those guys, we know that they're gonna
They're going to play
sell
a good
out.
show,
They
man.
sell out
What
every
time to start?
9
o'clock, I believe.
9 o'clock, I believe.
All right,
Yeah.
well, fuck, man. Friday from 9 o'clock. What do you guys plan after that? You got the Vans Warped Tour thing going on. Is that going to be the one in Corona?
That's Pomona at Characters.
Yeah, Pomona at Characters.
Characters is a good spot. I've been there a couple times. I saw Parkway Drive play there. That's a good place. You like that. It's perfect size, too. Have you guys been there?
Yeah, we played it. Yeah, we just
Yeah.
played there this last Thursday, and yeah, it was cool. It was a cool little joint. We kind of looked sketchy at first, like there wasn't going to be very many people, and then we went on, and the crowd started rolling in. Like, hey, there it is.
How did you guys get started, man? Because you guys do come from like different genres, man. Like totally different. Maybe not genres, but you got this different style going. How did you guys all meet?
I was actually friends of Mike, and I knew that he actually was a solo artist. He played acoustic guitar and had his own songs.
I grew up with his cousin, Domingo. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
we
He was out there last night.
yeah.
Kingsford, he was rocking with us.
I just, we hung out, and we just kind of brought up the deal. Let's start something. Let's get a band going. I mean, I really enjoyed listening to his songs, and I believed in it, and so it went from there. And he mentioned Danny. He has a guy that could do hip hop, and we're like, well, let's try it. Let's get him over here, and we'll try to collaborate with them and see how it goes. And it clicked.
Yeah.
We went through a few drummers before we met Dean. Dean was the one. We
The one.
Yes,
Like
he
the
was the
Matrix.
one. We
man.
went through. It was like I happened to hit him up at a time because Dean's been very involved in music, and he's played in bands himself, and we just happened to catch him when he was not busy, so we got lucky.
Right.
And we met Dean, and Dean's been the backbone of the band.
Is your bass player like a full-time bass player?
Yes. Well, as of right now, that was another thing too. Was going through bass players. We went through a few of them.
There's always that bass player fucking stigma.
Yeah. Well, we've known, me and Scott have known, we went to high school together. We went to high school together, and we've known Terry, our bass player, forever, too. He's been a local Taft musician. So he's just one of those guys that, he's good at pretty much guitar, bass, anything you put him on, he damn near plays. So, like I said, we searched bass players for bass player, and it's like, it took a while. And then finally got Terry and said, hey, dude, what do you got going on? I mean, you ain't doing nothing.
Until now he's
and so he's like, come on. And so he's one of you don't see him in pictures because he's not really around.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, I think the only time I met him was at the Rocks the Fox did. So I didn't know if he was full-time. Because a lot of people just hire these guys.
He lives out in the Taft area, so it's a little difficult for him to travel. But, he's one of those guys that we could just say, here's what we got, and he'll learn it, and he'll do it. He'll be ready to go. So that's fortunate for us, yes.
Yeah. We wrote a new song, here it is, and you're like, all right, I got it. It's like, it was 5 seconds.
It's always a bass player around these fucking bass players always got these shitty stories.
So, I mean, it's hard not getting into rehearsal and everything, but especially like when we got interviews and pictures and things like that. But, it's easy to work with him. So
Friday, May 6th, tickets $15 in advance, 17 at the doors, 9 p.m. start, 21 and over show.
Right.
And where can people find you guys at?
You can go to www.illtiempo.net. We also have a Facebook page, YouTube, Instagram. I believe that's it.
And then Dry Hippo Media did like this trailer for you guys too for your album releasing. So
those guys, man, they really put a lot of work and energy and time.
Jacob's amazing, man.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yes.
That dude is like the fucking Quentin Tarantino of Bakersfield. That dude. Like I called him the other day and I just had a suggestion for something that we're doing together, and he's like, "Look, man, I'm the visionary.
Yes.
Just give me the idea, and I'll fucking make it work." And I'm like, "Okay, dude. All right, man."
Yeah. Next thing you know, you got to Kill Bill.
Next thing I know, he's getting an Oscar. He's
like,
cool.
well, we need midgets, a donkey, and just go with me here.
No, if I told him, if I said, "Look, man, we need spears, midgets, and donkeys, and fire," he'd be like, "Look, man, I'll put this together. Give me 2 days, and the next thing I know, I got this fucking badass video going."
Hey, you got the Spartans motherfucking reality show and shit of midgets.
Hey,
that's just popular.
Jousting midgets on donkeys.
He would do it though, and he would do it, and it would look fucking awesome.
Well, it's like NFL films. You know, you watch a football game and you're like, all right, cool. But then like when the HBO, when they start showing the NFL films, you're like, I watched that fucking game and it didn't look like that. It's all cinematic and shit. And like,
well, yeah, because they put it that guy's voice. That guy.
Yeah, well, that
too.
and it's the camera quality that they use and the music and the slow motion. But you look at it and you're like, that's not the same game I just watched. The shit didn't happen.
You got like a box of tissue and wine and shit. My bad, man. Nah.
No, it's funny though, man, because Jacob,
and I watch it and I go, fuck, the Raiders might have won this game. And you go, no, they didn't. You know they didn't.
You're still cheering it on, man.
Jacob's got some amazing talent, dude.
Yeah.
It's just,
his whole crew that he's got,
they
because work with him.
Yeah, Mike with the audio and the audio engineering and the music scores and stuff, and then Bethany and the photos. When you guys all took the pictures for Bakersfield Rocks the Fox, she had to do Kings when they played here in February, and it was at night.
Yeah.
And it was like they showed up and there was a little bit of lighting, and I remember one of the guys from Kings was like, we're taking pictures right outside against this wall. She goes, trust me, it'll work. Yeah. And when those pictures came out, I was like, that's fucking awesome. It personified them in their own way.
Yeah.
It's cool. And then we're doing pictures, my family and I, and we didn't think of anyone better than to her. And so we told her what we want and what we're going for, and she's like, got it.
Nice.
So on Tuesday we're doing like family pictures. It's pretty unique. Everything I do is unique as fuck, I think, and I try to. And so
you're getting the midgets, the spears, and the donkeys.
Yeah. In the family photo.
Yep.
Everybody has the artistic skill in their own way. You know what I
yeah.
mean? Either if it's photography, your guys' podcast, dope as hell. You know what I mean? Our music. Everybody takes something and we all connected together. And like Bakersfield Rocks the Fox, we all came together and it was fucking amazing. You know?
Yeah,
what I mean?
it worked out good. It worked out really good, and it just goes to show that local artists can come together and make some cool shit happen. And we're working on something coming up in July and later on in the year too. So I enjoy it because you get to work with different people. I love working with Dry Hippo. I love working with bands like you guys and Aviators and just even bands that Randy and I haven't even done anything yet that we're talking to, like Rearview Mirror, Meditated Assault. what is it? Truxton
Mile.
Truxton Mile.
Yeah.
These local bands that are just amazing, dude. And
Well, it's we have such a diverse music scene in Bakersfield.
oh, crazy diverse.
And I've always said from the beginning is, work together and not against each other, because we all work together as bands and put on good shows.
Yeah.
You have such a diverse. You can have 3 different bands with 3 different genres.
Well, until you bring in the interpretive dancing, and then you gotta be like, what the fuck just happened, man?
Exactly.
Because I'm with you on that. I'm with you on that 150%, bro.
But you don't put them in the middle.
But no.
It should have been.
No, when the show's going good and the vibe's good, and then all of a sudden
That's something you guys got to get credit for too, to bring that shit back. I mean, you guys came out with the fucking ambulance and the paddles and the fucking jaws of life to fucking resuscitate that shit.
No, people are listening, not knowing what we're talking about. So imagine this, everybody. You're at a rock show. You have a cool band open up, really cool band open up, and then you got a metal
And
band.
you had an
come-
intermission, and then music started, but you had another 15 minutes to drink while it. Never mind. But go ahead.
But your second band comes on, a crazy ass metal band, awesome band. They end with a cover of Pantera Domination.
Yes.
Okay, which is like, energy's crazy.
Yeah.
And then you got this fucking guy comes out with, and he's talented, I get it, but dude, you got interpretive dancers on the fucking stage, man, doing this like, fucking, I don't even know what the fuck I was watching. And then the mood of the...
You were watching Frozen play out in real life without people getting frozen.
Dude, but the mood was
And,
just...
okay, hold on. These are our words. The band is not saying anything, so any of this shit, we'll take it.
We don't give a shit. It's not you guys. The energy in that room was fucking gone. It's like the oxygen was sucked out of the room, and then you guys had to come on stage and fucking, like Randy said, just breathe life back into it, and you did it. And not only did you do it, you did it, I think, more than a lot of us really expected, because I hadn't really seen you guys live. I knew you guys were good, but after that fucking interpretive dance shenanigans, you guys came on and just relit the house. Honestly, probably did a better show than Edema, man, to be honest with you guys. I think because,
Well, I mean, you guys were practicing, in better playing shape, and because I think those guys didn't do much together before, they put it on, and you guys brought it back and set them up with energy going in, and you guys had to come in cold.
Yeah, there was the pressure of having to fucking play after all that, and then get the mood right for the headliner. So, I mean, that was cool, man. Randy and I, that was the one thing we walked away with in regards to you guys that night, is that you pulled that off.
Yeah, honestly, dude.
That's awesome, man.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate it big time.
Yeah, because I mean, like with the Aviators, they started cold, and you guys because there was a long intermission, and then he did play, and the energy was totally different, and you two bands were the ones who really cranked it up.
It was a great show. Kings of Carnage did their thing, and they're always going to do their thing. But
that was a way better show, like percentage-wise, than the amount of people who attended it. Like people
honestly,
missed out
dude,
on that.
I think that show. It sucks, man, that we didn't get the help from local radio. That even though they did, but they didn't. It's one thing to do what you're contracted to do. Like, hey, we're going to put messages out about it on these days at these times. But to get the actual loyal support of like local, DJs and shit, that I wish Bakersfield would have more of that. Because
if we would have had a little more time with like tickets in hand, and like there was like. I think everybody learned, if nothing else. Everybody learned a lot from that.
It was a learning experience.
But all things considered, man,
all
things considered, it was fucking awesome,
Yeah.
man. It was awesome.
We had 6 months, and that seemed like it was not enough time. It should have, but it just 6 months was just didn't seem like enough.
Well,
it went by fast.
Well, look what's happened now, though, man. I mean, you guys are paying B Riders this weekend, which again, it's a hard spot to get into, man. I mean, I know because. Just putting together shows currently with them, and I know them well, and they'll tell me straight up. They're like, "Look, man, if you want a band to play here, we got to know a little bit about them. They got to have some kind of following, because So I mean, that's cool. You're playing
There's
there.
money to be made. They gotta
it's
make
business.
It's
business. I mean, they can't be the place that just lets everyone play, because then they'd be the place where the fucking local bum with his banjo showing up.
That's true.
I love that guy though.
But he can't play this week. He's gonna be out handing out flyers.
He's booked up. He's on tour.
we definitely feel fortunate for that, man, especially with the following that's been coming to our shows, and we're blessed, man. To say the least.
Yeah, man, and it's cool when you got the good energy and you got the good good, you got that good flow going, and it helps. It helps, and you're just not fucking standing there.
Yeah.
Just.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, like I said, watching these guys, it makes me move sometimes, man. I just gotta look. It's hard. I gotta concentrate, but
you're like, I'm white. I don't dance. But okay,
that's true.
Dean's back there with his beard. He's like, fuck it. I don't know what I'm doing. But
I try to get over there and mess with Danny sometimes, but I'm just like,
As you guys progress, you'll get that flow going together more.
Yeah.
Tell you what, though, you guys are about close to getting jacked at that Fox show, because there was almost some dude that looks a lot like me that was about to hop on that fucking tricycle and ride around the back like fucking Jigsaw and Saw, just back. And I kept looking, and the more beers I had, the more tempting the motherfucker looked, and it was about to go down.
He told me that during sound check earlier in the day. He was like, I'm going to get on that motherfucker. And so the whole night, I was just waiting to see Randy.
And I wasn't going to say shit, and just like in the background, who's this fucking asshole?
Hey, dude, that would have just made more flavor on the show, man. We're all up for that
shit. You guys
shit.
are playing, and this guy just fucking...
Until my fucking knee blew out, but...
That's funny, man. Yeah, I was waiting for that. So whose bike is that? Is that Mike's, or is that just someone that someone lent you? Or?
That was actually one of our Brown. It was Brown Effects Car Club. There's the gentleman that let us borrow it.
Much appreciation, awesome. Brown Effects, man. They show much love to
that's
us.
Cool. Yeah,
that was all the cars that were that Jacob did, from Dry Hippo for the start video.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. So
is that the classic? I can't think of. But yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah. They were out in front of the Fox.
Hey, real quick question: have you guys had any of that hard alcoholic root beer?
Actually, did at that place down in Rosedale. I think it's the one you're talking about.
Chewy's?
Yeah, no, it was down the street.
So I haven't drank alcohol in 9 months. I quit. But Randy and I were talking on the way over here that's the new thing everyone's hitting right now. Is
soda flavored beer?
It's
the
like
night
soda,
we did that on the Vine. That place on the Vine.
Oh, okay, yeah.
They had it there, and
Is it good?
It was decent. It wasn't.
Well, I don't know what brand you had. I got that. That's the best damn root beer or whatever it was.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That shit tastes like root beer, dude.
It tastes, any alcohol taste.
That's scary because
until you wake up on the ground.
I was gonna say it's sweet.
Yeah,
that shit wasn't.
And it was like it's like 5.5 or 5.9 too.
Yeah.
So you're playing in the deep end of the pool, and you're not gonna realize it. I mean, I've been drinking diet soda a lot, so it was too sweet for me. So and I was like, all right, we're going regular beer here. But I'll tell you what, that should have turned you upside down, dude.
Yeah, I'm just curious because.
Yeah, we did a little thing there trying to sell tickets for and they had it. I didn't make all the way through it, but yeah, like I said, it had the root beer taste. You could barely.
It smelled. I mean, just like shit.
I think they serve it at Tembler. Don't quote me on that. I haven't been there, but that's another place you guys should look into playing.
We already
Tembler.
played there. We played there.
You did
3-4 times.
Oh, that's right. That was right before Rocks the Fox.
Yeah,
I've actually played with Rearview Mirror there.
Rearview Mirror, yeah, great guys, huh?
Yeah,
a lot of those guys are the same guys in Meditative.
Yeah.
Rico and.
I'm going to Tembler Tuesday for the Brewer show. I've been wanting to go for a while.
Yeah, it sucks, man. I quit drinking, so I mean, a lot of these places. That's why I stick at B-Riders, because, I go there and they're just like, Red Bull. They just give it to me.
I'm gonna have to try it now.
Tembler's got some good food, though.
Yeah, try that root beer, man.
Hey, dude, and honestly, CHADMAN, man, that's mad props, dude. You know what I mean? Being sober, dude, just in general, you know what I mean? Having to give it up, dude, but especially being around this scene, the music scene, the bars, the venues, all that shit, dude. That's high temptation, dude. To fight that off, dude, that's a major battle in itself, dude. Mad props to you, man.
I appreciate that. It's a motherfucker, but I mean, you know what, dude, it's what's keeping this show alive. Honestly, with me personally, from my angle, me and Randy keep it alive. But it's like from what I'm putting to it. If I was drinking, he wouldn't have me here, dude. There's no fucking way I'd be able to wake up at 10 o'clock and to do audio checks and to mess with this shit and then interview bands coherently at 11. There's no way. I'd be in here still drunk trying to fight people and shit. So my sobriety.
With the midgets from Sparta.
I did a 4 a.m. shift last night, so I'm a little.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
We appreciate you guys coming in, and again, dude, we tell all the bands that we interview, you're always welcome back.
Thanks for having us.
Next time you come on, we don't even really gotta focus on the music. We can talk about whatever you want. You know what I mean? We just like to always give bands a chance to come in here and tell people who they are, give their contact information out, and just promote you guys the best we can, man. That's really, honestly, we're not a music show, but we seem to interview a lot of musicians. We got some rappers that want to come in here, man.
Nice. Yeah,
so I'm gonna try and work that out soon.
Thank you for your part helping the scene.
Yeah, man. Definitely. I mean, I think that's where it's at, dude. Is that local? I mean, you're not going to get the help from the radio.
No.
And it's not nothing against you guys or any other band. It's just that the radio is only going to help to a certain degree.
Yep.
you know, they're not going to be doing what they did back in the day, and that's sad, but it is what it is, man. So we'll help you as best we can.
We appreciate it. Much love, man.
So this Friday, B Riders, whatever.
15 in advance, 17 day of show, 9 p.m., 21 and over.
Put on your mariachi gear. Put on your hats with the little dingle bells hanging down. You know
because
what I mean?
the next day is fucking
Not
Cinco de Mayo. Wait, no,
dingleberries
that
and
is Cinco de
fucking-
Mayo, right?
Cinco de Mayo is the
Day before.
day before.
Cinco de Mayo is
It's the hangover Cinco de Mayo. That's what we do.
Clearly, I don't need fucking Spanish. Anyways.
Hell yeah, man. You can have us back whenever you want to, man. Hey, we'll talk about conspiracy theories, UFOs, ghosts. Man, I love all that shit. Seriously, dude. I be listening to you guys' show, and I'm like, yeah, fuck yeah. Seriously, man. I love all that shit, too, man. Seriously,
we
man.
had that guy from the Left Hand Pass come on, and you know, people were like, "You guys had a devil worshiper on." It's like, well, no. If you listen to the fucking show, he wasn't a devil worshiper. And then we had these guys, anonymous guys, come on, and
For some reason, though, ever since he came, like the toilets flush backwards and like, the sink, the fucking water goes back up the sink.
Yeah, I
Lights
talk.
my baby boy floats through the air. I look in the baby monitor. There's like two hands over him.
Yeah, for real.
Crucifix cries a lot. It's fucking weird, but I don't know.
No, it's cool. That was an interesting show, man. Nate's actually coming back on like in another, I think, month and a half, 2 months. So we appreciate it, guys, and we'll see you guys.
Thank you.
I'll be out there for sure. I
you.
know I talked with my buddy Mike. We're gonna go check him out. I want to check that show out, and you know, like I said, B Riders is my spot, so I support that place 100%.
Come check it out. We'll have a merch. Metalachi's they're gonna smash. Those guys are
they're gonna
awesome.
bring the house
Cool.
down.
Yeah.
We fucking really appreciate you guys coming on the show, and till next time.
You
All right?
get?
You good?
Good.
We good? All right. This is the CHADMAN and RANDY show. Out.
Yeah.
Omega whats? 3s, 6s, 9s. It can be really confusing. At GNC, we get it, and we're here to help. It's all about DHA and EPA, the good stuff. And GNC fish oil has more of it than any other brand. That's why it's America's #1 brand of high-potency fish oil. Still got questions? Stop in and talk with your local GNC expert. Just ask. We make it simple. See store for details.